put some mind games together and challenge myself to share valuable information, not just to hear myself speak.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the KTS Success Factor podcast for women, where we talk about challenges senior female leaders face in being happy and successful at work. I'm your host, Dr. Sarah E. Brown.
My guest today is Judy Hoberman. She is president of Judy Hoberman and Associates, a company focused on empowering professional women. She's an award-winning international speaker, best-selling author, trainer, and a leading authority on women in leadership. With over 3 decades in business, she combines wisdom and humor with her behavior-shaping advice, and as a result, is often described as transformational. She's a TEDx speaker talking about prejudging people, and she's the author of 4 books, including Selling in a Skirt and Walking on the Glass Floor. Judy's mission is to help one woman a day by following an important philosophy. Women want to be treated equally, not identically. Welcome, Judy.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
What is the biggest challenge you help female leaders face in business today, and what might be the symptoms of that challenge?
One of the biggest challenges, Sarah, is really the fact that we tend not to speak up. And I'm not talking about speaking out and being brass and abusive like that. I'm talking about speaking up and sharing your wisdom. Because a lot of times we don't feel that we know enough, or that we're going to say something that maybe we just can't back up the information, or maybe someone's going to challenge us, or we just are not comfortable. And so a lot of times, we end up walking outside of a meeting going, oh, I wish I would have said that. And we don't. Or someone else will pick up the beginning of what you do say and they run with it, and then it's theirs. So it's a combination of of speaking up.
And I guess those are the 2 symptoms, is thinking about it, walking out.
Yeah, there's a lot of different symptoms to it. But, for me, I remember being in that position where I didn't want to, but I knew I had to. And so I just generally put some mind games together and challenged myself to share valuable information, not just to hear myself speak.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And what are the biggest mistakes your clients make before working with you?
A lot of times they say, I've done everything. I've tried everything. This is not going to work. It's never worked for my industry. Or they decide to find somebody that has written something that they've done, 15, 20, 25 years ago that worked in that particular environment. And they're trying those things. And they'll try something once and then they give it up. They say, this is just not working. It's not good. It's not this. It's not that. Or they decide that they're going to stay in the exact position they're in and not speak out at all and speak up at all because it's just not worth it. And so, sometimes it's the unfolding of all of those layers to find out what's really on the bottom line here. So the big mistake sometimes is that they're just, they take in this position that it's not worth it. I'm just not going to do it. I'll just be happy where I am. And that's the end of it.
That's sad. And so what's the number one free and actionable tip you can give our listeners today to address this challenge now?
So I'm going to tell you something that I do and I've done, and it actually works. And you're going to think oh, that sounds a little bit weird to do. But what I always do is I take copious notes. Wherever I go, wherever I'm doing, whoever I'm meeting, I always ask permission if I could take notes, because sometimes people don't like you to. But when you're in a meeting, have something to write with. And I do this. I write down the speakers' names. I write down what kind of behavior I'm seeing, and I write down if they've said something relevant. And then I always give myself a goal, whether it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And as the meeting goes on, I am taking notes and I'm saying, well, Sarah said this was pretty awesome. Or so-and-so said this and is just talking for the sake of being heard, and so on. And I give myself, if the meeting is an hour, I give myself 30 minutes to either respond or to say something that is valuable, like I said before. And it's a mind game, and it always works. It always works because you have something that you're competing with yourself, basically. And the first time you do it, you're going to think that's craziness, but then you do it and it's fun and it works.
That's very cool. So what's a valuable free resource you can share with the women who are listening today to help them understand this challenge better?
So I have a white paper, and it's called Do You Have What It Takes? And all I ask you to do is just email me the word leadership, and I will send it right out to you. I ordinarily would give a link, but we've had so much trouble with power here that I'm afraid that all of our stuff is getting crossed right now. Everything is getting crazy. So if you just email me, Judy@sellinginnaskirt.com, and put the word leadership, nothing else, you don't need anything else, I will send it right out to you.
Terrific. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
So, Judy, what is one question that I should have asked you that will help our audience take action to address this challenge now? And then would you please answer the question?
I have been dubbed the question queen, and there's a book that I love, and it's called Power Questions. And the one question that I use all the time, which opens up conversations to many different levels, so I'm not going to do that to you, but the question is, what do you still want to accomplish? And it just changes the whole direction of a conversation. So what do you still want to accomplish? What do I still want to accomplish? I still want to accomplish the fact that my mission has always been to help one woman a day, and I want to be able to dominate more of that market space where women are actually reaching out and not being afraid to raise their hand and say, I need some help. Because I do believe that that's one of the challenges that women do face is asking for help because they feel it's weak, and I think it's a sign of strength. So what do I still want to accomplish? I still want to accomplish helping one woman a day, and that will, it just grows and grows and grows, and exponentially, that's a lot of women.
And I love that idea of the power question. That is very cool. Judy, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to the KTS Success Factor podcast for women. If you like what you are hearing, please go to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave a review. And if you would like more information on how we can help women in your organization to thrive, then go to www.sarahebrown.com. You can sign up for our newsletter, read show notes, and learn more about our podcast guests, read my blog, browse through the books, or contact us for a chat. Goodbye for now.